Shalom, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai, Barak the Yahweh, Barak the Yahushai. Let's give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, to the honors, the apostles, elders, and bishops, great millstone that taught us this word. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect across planet Earth. I just got another Art Bell video. This time it's featuring a scientist by the name of Michio, Kaku. He's pretty famous in that science world. Basically, he's going into like the brain chips and really breaking down, the miracles that this man is going to push, that Esau is going to push on the people about getting, these brain chips or the MOTB for your forehead. It's a few minutes, but this is from the Art Bell show, Midnight in the Desert. Basically, it aired, it was pretty old, but it aired back in 2015. But it really applies to today because they really, perfected, that technology and, these miracles that they're going to push on the people with it, what they're claiming that these chips can do. But at the end of the day, it's really about deception. They're going to deceive the people, to taking this mark, and then eventually, it's going to be made mandatory. You're going to be putting some people to death, if they take not the chip, or if they refuse to take the chip. But yeah, this a few minutes, so I'm just going to play it a couple minutes, but he really goes into what they believe this thing is going to do.
Science article the other day that scientists were able to take a mouse that had learned how to drink water out of a certain thing. They were able to remove that memory from its brain, and then it couldn't drink water, couldn't figure out how to drink water. But even scarier, they were able to re-inject or re-download, if you want to look at it that way, the memory back into the mouse, who could now go back and drink water again.
Yeah, in fact, I mentioned that in my book. My latest book is called The Future of the Mind, where I talk about where neuroscience is going to be in the next coming decades. And that's going to be the next big science project on the scale of the Human Genome Project. It's called the Connectome Project. It's big. It's huge. It's going to absorb billions of dollars into the future. It got $1 billion this year for funding from Europe and from the United States. And we want a map of the brain. That's where the action is going to be, not necessarily in artificial intelligence, but in creating or mapping our own intelligence and giving a map, neuron for neuron, of where all the neurons are connected. Now, the research you mentioned was done at Wake Forest University and also in Los Angeles, where they've been able to record a memory. Now, the memory is very short. As you mentioned, it's just a mouse drinking water. But they recorded it, and then they re-injected it months later when the mouse forgot, and it remembered. So next will be primates. We'll tape record the hippocampus of a primate that learns to, eat a banana or something, and then reinsert that memory. Now, the short-term goal of this is for Alzheimer's patients. We need a memory chip. We need a brain pacemaker for people with Alzheimer's. So you push a button, and the memory of who you are, where you live, who your relatives are, come flooding into your hippocampus. And that could be a lifesaver, a brain pacemaker for people with Alzheimer's. And then beyond that, who knows? Maybe we'll be able to learn calculus by pushing a button and not having to go to college to learn that. That, of course, is still science fiction. But recording memories is on the table.
On the table. In other words, virtually already done, and now they're moving up the chain. My goodness.
That's right. In fact, even the United States military just recently announced, I think it was a $50 million grant to perfect a memory chip for wounded warriors from Iraq and Afghanistan. The Pentagon is dumping millions of dollars to service our GIs, many of them paralyzed. The Pentagon is creating exoskeletons for them, like in Iron Man. And at the soccer games this past summer, the man who kicked the soccer ball was totally paralyzed. He was a quadriplegic. At Duke University, they put a chip in his brain, connected the chip to a mechanical arm and leg, and he was able to kick the football, initiating the World Cup games.
While this is tremendous PR for the work being done, I somehow imagine, Professor, that the Pentagon may have other interests in the development of this technology.
Well,
so yeah, there it is. He broke down, want to record memories and give quadriplegics the ability to kick balls, all these little miracles that they're going to push on the people about what this brain chip, what these chips can do. But at the end of the day, it's all deception. Even Art Bell said that the Pentagon probably has ulterior motives for these things. Being able to create memories and being able to record your dreams and all that. But there is an ulterior motive. You'd have to take that chip. This is Revelation 13 and 14. And he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast. He was going through it. All those miracles. Be able to heal quadriplegics, be able to people with brain damage, be able to revive old memories from wounded soldiers and all that. Saying to them that dwell on the earth that they should make the image to the beast which had the wound by the sword and did live, and he had power to give life to the image of the beast. The image should not both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. So if you don't take part, in this system, meaning if you don't take this chip, image of the beast, the Roman system, reincarnated, this is system all over again, man. You don't take part in this, then you'll be killed. And he calls it all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So yeah, all people are going to be subject unto this hour of temptation, the great test, because all small and great, rich and poor, free and so everyone is going to have to make that decision in the right hand or in their foreheads, and that no man might buy or sell save he had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So you're not going to be able to do anything. You're not going to be able to take part in the system, in society. At least you have the mark. But eventually, he's going to be put to death if you choose not to. That's why they call it the scriptures call it the hour of temptation, man. You're going to be forced with that choice. Either take the chip or lose your livelihood or lose your life. It's Revelation 20 and 4. And I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given unto them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Yahushai, and for the word of the Most High, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, the image, or neither had received his mark upon their foreheads or in their hands. And they lived and reigned with Yahushai 1,000 years. So, the ones that pushing this word, this truth, pushing the name of Yahushai, those are their target. They have a target on their back, man. The ones that don't take part in the system, the image, or have received the mark upon their foreheads or in their hands, which is this chip, which is what this guy was going into. They're going to make the pretty package. They can do all these things. Even Art Bell said, he believed that there was some type of, it's hard for him to believe that there was some type of ulterior motive behind this. And this is what it is, part of their New World Order. They're going to push that everybody has to take this chip, man. But it's all about faith, man. The Lord said not to take it, or else here's the consequences, the doom for the worshippers of the beast. That was Revelation 14 and 9. The third angel followed them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wrath, or saying the same shall drink the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. And he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb, the presence of Yahweh Shai and the angels. You know, what's that talking about? It's talking about that nuclear destruction, man, of his indignation, his righteous indignation. You know, that lake of fire, you know, that when the 10th part of the city falls, you know, the people who take that ship are going to be caught up in that, man. The only way to escape that nuclear missiles is to be with the angels and with the Yahweh Shai in their presence, which is going to be in the chariots and ships. Verse 11, and the smoke of their torment ascended up forever and ever. They had no rest day nor night, who worshipped the beast and his image, and whosoever receiveth the mark of his name. Here's the patience of the saints. Here are they that keep the commandments of the Most High and faith of Yahweh Shai. So that's the ultimate test right here, man. The true believers aren't going to take that ship, man. Even you read in Revelation, some are going to be beheaded, you know, and that's a righteous thing to die for Yahweh Shai, man, because Yahweh Shai died for you, you know. But yeah, I just wanted to play this little video on how he's breaking down, you know, the technology and what they claim that this technology would be able to do, which is those miracles, man, to try to get the people. But as the scriptures say, man, he deceiveth them that dwell on the earth by the means of those miracles which he had power to do in the sight of the beast, man. So all this is deception, man. You don't want to take that ship, man. The Lord said not to, man, because it goes back to that all, that spiritual, you know, back in, you know, is that digital all. You're saying you want Esau to rule over you and to be your master forever. You take this digital all right here, this chip, this microchip, whether it be in your hand or in your forehead. The same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of the Most High, which is poured out without mixture into the cup of his indignation. He shall be tormented with fire and brimstone. It's talking about nuclear destruction, okay? With that, shalom.